This video is sponsored by the Time-Traveling Dinosaur, where I got these awesome Targaryen earrings. Link to their site is in the video description below. So we're getting up to 5 spin-off shows for Game of Thrones, and I know there's probably a million videos out there with people talking about what they want to see for those shows, but I haven't made one of those videos, so I'm gonna make it. And you can't stop me. That being said, I haven't watched any videos about people's ideas for these spin-off shows, so if I repeat some of what they've said, I'm sorry. I don't watch other Game of Thrones channels typically, and I just don't have enough time to keep up to date with other people's videos. So just pretend like I'm not a total fuck up, and I made this video like a year ago. So first off, we know that none of the shows will be a sequel, and they will all be prequels. We also know that we're not getting Robert's Rebellion or Dunk and Egg. But even with those eliminated, there's some really good stories out there. So here's my list of the top 10 things I would like these spin-off shows to be about, or successor shows, as George would prefer us to call them. Number 1, the Targaryen Kings. I would love for them to have an entire series about the Targaryen kings, with each new season focusing on one specific king. As there are 17 kings and 1 queen, that would likely be really hard to do. I doubt they'd milk it for 17 seasons. But still, how cool would that be to spend an entire season on one king, his time and power, the things he did, the drama that went along with it, and then his death, and then the new Targaryen king coming to the throne at the end of the season. Really cool. Really fucking cool. And maybe for the less exciting kings, we could double or triple them up in a season, though again, that's a lot of seasons to get through, so this definitely isn't gonna happen. I just had to put it on my list because I like disappointment, apparently. That's a character flaw. Which, talking about kings, that brings me to number 2. So number 2, doing a single king per season probably wouldn't work out, especially with how they currently do seasons, so why not focus on just certain kings? I'd love a series on Maegor the Cruel, the 3rd Targaryen king to rule the 7 kingdoms. That guy had a lot of issues. Imagine all the intrigue. This guy steals the throne, murders nephews, marries lots of women, kills lots of women, fights the Faith of the Seven and murders a lot of them, creates secret tunnels and then murders the workers. He really liked murder. Honestly, I think this series would go over really well, especially if it was put after an Aegon the First show or little mini-series about Aegon the Conqueror. Which brings me to number 3, Aegon the Conqueror. Targaryens are a favorite for a lot of people, and lots of watchers and readers are rooting for Daenerys to take back the 7 kingdoms. HBO could easily put out several seasons of Aegon I growing up, fighting in Essos, and then conquering Westeros. For drama, we have his sister wives, and Visenya being the less loved wife-sister, the women of the 7 kingdoms throwing themselves at him, well, rather 6 kingdoms, and all the issues of keeping a now almost all-united 7, really 6 kingdoms together. Honestly, I'd be shocked if one of the 5 ideas isn't an Aegon I story. And doing an Aegon the Conqueror show could lead to future series about other kings as mentioned before, such as his son Maegor, which the series after Aegon I could be his son Aenys coming to the throne briefly, and then his brother Maegor taking the throne after he dies. It would be a nice little tie-in. Then they could actually jump forward to show another interesting Targaryen king. Number 4, such as Aegon IV, Aegon the Unworthy. This guy was just a total toolbox, and watching him fuck up the Targaryen dynasty and just be a fuck up in general, I think would be a lot of fun. There's also tons of drama with his wife, sister, and brother, and would get that relationship drama some people like to watch in there. This could then lead to the Blackfyre rebellions after Aegon IV legitimizes his bastards and dies. Which brings me to number 5. Number 5, Blackfyre rebellions. You wish I'd be done with Targaryens already, don't you? The Blackfyre rebellions could follow a season of Aegon IV ruling or just be on their own, showing Aegon in a little intro giving Daemon Blackfyre the Blackfyre sword and then legitimizing his bastards. From there, each season is a new rebellion, ending with season 5, the Ninepenny Kings. This way we could also see some of our favorite characters in the last season. such as Barry. I think the 5 Blackfyre rebellions, one for each season, could be a lot of fun, especially if they got viewers to fall in love with the king that existed during each of the rebellions. Or sometimes one king that existed during multiple rebellions. Number 6. Okay, I will stop talking about Targaryens. I'm so sorry I lied. Dance of the Dragons. Dance of the Dragons would make one hell of a show. A Targaryen civil war, sibling against sibling, love affairs, dragon battles. Who wouldn't be on board for that? Seriously, how many of us want to see Daemon Targaryen jump from his dragon during battle? Also, I kind of want to see a woman consumed by a dragon. I'm not a good person. Number 7, Essos History. I know a lot of show watchers probably aren't too interested in Essos history, but I think they could actually make it a really intriguing series. How the Free Cities were formed, the rise of the Valyrian Empire, them enslaving and spreading out throughout Essos, those terrible wars, and then seeing the doom of Valyria. The Rise of Valyria would be an awesome show name, but unfortunately I could see it costing a lot, especially for CGI, probably just as much as doing the Dance of the Dragons, so it might not be as feasible for a successor show. I also think seeing Nymeria leaving Essos and ending up at Dorne could be a cool series on its own, but with how they messed up Dorne in the show, I'm not sure people would be too pumped for it. If you want to see a Nymeria show, let me know in the comment section below. Number 8, Westeros History. Let's go way, way back. We see Westeros when the giants and children of the forest only existed there. Then we see the first men come to Westeros via the Arma Dorn in season 1. So we see the children fighting against them and then creating the others. At the end of season 1, we see that the children have lost control of the others and the long night is coming. Season 2, we see the others slaughtering the first men and the children of the forest. Then we follow the last hero as he goes on a quest to find the children of the forest and beat back the others. The story of his group being picked off by the others would make for some very suspenseful television. Finally, in the end of the season, we see the others being driven back, and we see the beginning of the wall being made. Roll credits. Or perhaps we just focus on the Age of Heroes. Maybe each new season follows a different age. Dawn Age, Age of Heroes, Andal Invasion, Age of Valyria, and so on. Hell, I would settle for a series on the major houses taking control of their areas and their legendary founders. Number 9, the Faceless Men. How awesome would it be to see the rise of the Faceless Men and how the religion was formed? From the mines of Valyria to the first kill to getting more numbers and beyond. The Faceless Men could be an exciting series about assassins and how they changed the history of the world of Ice and Fire. Number 10, finally, the Tales of Long Strider. So this guy was amazing, in case you don't know about him. He traveled all over, he wrote about the wonders of the world of Ice and Fire, and I think a series showing him traveling to all these crazy and beautiful places would just be, I don't know, the coolest thing ever. I want to stop saying amazing, fantastic, and awesome, but really it would be. I imagine him being kind of awkward and nerdy with a fantastic beast and where to find them type thing. But he's traveling, getting into hijinks, and showing us the amazing things in George's world. This would also give show-only viewers a view of the vast places and histories of the world of Ice and Fire, and lead to a lot of hilarious situations in some of the crazier places. And because not a ton is known about him, HBO could add in as much drama about him as they want. So those are only 10 things I'd like to see for their successor shows, but honestly, there's so much more. The Night King or Night's King, a show just about the Long Night, a series about the Rhoynar, Greyjoy Rebellion, Harrenhal, the Ironborn history, which is just simply crazy, and so on. There's too many ideas to list them all, but what are your ideas? What would you like to see? Let me know in the comment section below. Please someone say, time traveling Bran. Thanks for watching, please like the video, subscribe, and have a great day. Oh hey, did you know I was invited to join a podcast group? It's called The Side Effect, and they just started their YouTube channel, which I'll also link in the video description below. I'm super excited they invited me to talk about all things nerdy, including an opening section that is always about Game of Thrones. So go ahead and subscribe to that channel that I linked in the video description below, and get ready for an awesome podcast.